Hi guys! So I couldn't find exactly what I wanted online for a fraction game, so what I ended up doing is just creating one myself. So if you guys can think of any improvements to make it better or more fun, or think of anything that might be confusing, please let me know. So I knew that I wanted to use dice because I have a ton of dice. I'm a huge Dungeons and Dragons nerd, and as a teacher I plan on incorporating that into the classroom and into a lot of my lessons because I think that the students would enjoy it and that I would have a lot of fun teaching it. So we're going to use the dice for the fractions. Basically there's a multitude of different sided dice. So this here is a D12, this here is a D4 or D6, and this is a D8. And then these here are just going to be pawns for the board, so for them to move their pieces onto the board. But basically you'd separate the class into groups of 3 or 4, whatever works best for your classroom, and each of them would have a different sided die so that they have to compare and contrast the fractions. But basically each one of these represents a different student working together as a team, and they would all roll their dice. So let's say all the students are rolling their dice right now. Alright, so this person got 2/12. This one got 7/8. And this one got 2/6. So fastest way to solve this to see which fraction is actually the closest to a whole number would be to simplify, which they would be encouraged to do because there's only going to be one set of manipulatives for the entire class. So they can either wait their turn in line to use the manipulatives, or they can simplify the fractions on their paper to see who got the most, and then they could use a line graph to plot them on their paper, which would probably be the fastest. So 2/12 simplifies to 1/6, and 1/6 simplifies down to 1/3. So if they wanted to plot these on a line graph, they could, but let's use the manipulatives for here. So they've got 1/6, but because we have 2 of those, we're just going to use the whole numbers. So 2/12, 7/8, and 2/6. So if they had simplified these and used a line graph, the 1/6 and 2/12 might have been confusing because they would be really close together based on how they plotted them. But you can clearly see using the manipulatives that this is larger and that this is the largest. So the person that had the 8-sided die, or that rolled 7/8, which is this one, is going to put their piece on the board. And then they'll just go again. So here we got 6/6, 1/8, and 4/12. So clearly the person who has 6/6 has the largest number because that's equal to 1. So they're going to put their game piece on the board. And they'll just continue like that until they finish, and then whoever finishes first wins the game. So that's my game.